Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel'sIrishPub.com. Time for another movie review. Yes, of course, it's always time for another movie review. But I'm doing something a little bit different, something a little out of character for you all tonight. Normally I'm watching the latest and greatest movies, or maybe not so great, but the latest movies, the new releases, the fresh stuff. Tonight, slightly different. I'm watching a movie from 2008, The Strangers. Maybe you've heard of it before. Liv Tyler's in it, and I think his name's Scott Speedman. And they play a couple on a vacation in a vacation home, and they get visited by three strangers who terrorize them, essentially. That's the synopsis. I've seen the advertisements for this movie, but I've never actually watched it. And I forgot about it until now. They're starting to say they're making a second Strangers movie, The Strangers. I think it's going to be called The Strangers Pray at Night or something. I don't know. But I figured it's an hour and 27 minutes. I'm not much into horror, scary movies, but this is one that I have never watched, and I think it's popular enough that I should have. IMDb, let me think here, let me see. IMDb has it at a 6.2. Rotten Tomatoes, 45% rotten for the critics, 47% rotten for the users. So not very good reviews. But I'm going to give it a shot here and see what happens. Alright, I'm going to tune in and I'll check it in a little bit, let you know how it's going. See ya. Alright, we're at the credits of The Strangers. Sorry, no check-in here. I didn't think one was needed. It really jumped right in and got into the action rather quickly. As I mentioned, it's a couple who, they go to a wedding, and then he proposes to her. So the main actor proposes to Liv Tyler, and evidently it appears that she had said no. I don't know. So the scene, they set it up in the beginning. They're driving home. She's kind of crying, and he's not talking. He's angry. And they get home. They go into this house, and he has all the flowers around and the champagne ready to celebrate their new proposal, but the ring is still in the box. So that's just. It doesn't have a lot to do with the movie, but they're there, and he's going to probably leave the next morning, and it seems like they're on their outs, and that's it. But then a girl comes knocking on their door and asks for somebody other than those two, and they tell her, you have the wrong door, or the wrong house, right? Okay. And then it's when it really jumps right into it. So that's really the whole beginning, and now three strangers come and terrorize them. And it is edgier, seat, creepy, people just showing up out of nowhere behind you and stuff like that. So it's like, wow, what would you do in that situation? They come into the house and stuff like that. So, they immediately take out the phones. You can guess that they take out their cell phones, and then they trash the car, but it looks like it's drivable. But then they disable it, in their own way. And so there's no car. They're out in the middle of nowhere. It's only the two of them, and they have these three people who are just. It seems like they're a step ahead of them each time, and just popping up where they are now. So it's really, if that's your kind of movie, it is. I thought it was really good. I liked like I said, I'm not big into these types of movies, but this one really kept you interested. If you're ever tired, you need a movie to watch to stay awake, this is the one, because it's jumpy all the time and like kind of stuff. But it's like, okay, what would you do? Well, he finds a shotgun. Problem solved. This one guy's got an axe, and I don't even know what the other two. It seems like a guy and two girls, but they have masks on. And they finally get a shotgun, right? So you would think, hey, that's going to solve all the problems. Just sit there with your shotgun and wait for somebody to come by and boom, But they end up messing that up. Oh, one major detail that I forgot to tell you. This is based on true life events. They set it up in the beginning and they tell you that it's based on true life events, which is interesting. It seems like what happens is they find the scene. I can't even tell you. Don't even want to go to it too much, but they say this is based on true life events, and you're gonna have to watch it to see what happens. I don't want to ruin it. No spoiler alert there, but again, hour and 27 minutes of non-stop jumpiness. It's not very gory. like a lot of slasher films or anything like that. It's not gory. It is jumpy. It's one of those jumpy ones, and creepy. Creepy, because when you see these people with these masks, it just creeps you out. So, if you're interested, check it out. I'm probably going to give it a 7. I'll give it a 7 on this one. But have a comedy ready, because now I'm about to go ahead and, once the credits are over, I'm going to go ahead and throw a nice show that it's going to make you laugh, because that was spooky, and you don't want to go to bed like that. So, but think about, what would you do in that situation? I was trying to, would you run into the woods? And you got your girlfriend, I guess it is. Although she turned him down, you'd just be like, later. But if you were there with your significant other, what would you do with 3 people creeping around like that? And it seems like they're gonna do harms, no phones. I don't know. We were kind of stuck there, but that's it. That's my synopsis. There's not much more to go. Like I said, pretty creepy, very jumpy, but enjoyable. Thanks for tuning in. KimmelsIrishPub.com.